Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Pink Podcast. For this episode, I have my dear friend, Siara.
Hello.
Also, kind of like Siara. We were having a whole discussion about that.
A debate on my name, but
yeah, I don't even know if you know your own name.
I
Actually,
do.
pull it like a little bit, like
A little bit closer.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
To showcase the nails.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, she just got her nails done before coming, and are they not the sexiest nails you guys have ever seen?
They are really fire. They're like, I don't know if you can.
We'll do a zoom in.
But yeah, no, she really did her thing.
Yeah, Esther did her nails.
Yeah.
She was like the guest in the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
And she bodied them. They look so good.
Yeah, she really did. She did a pink on pink, and I love pink.
So gas. And perfect for the podcast.
Yeah, very much.
So on brand.
I did it for the podcast.
Thank you. What a good moment, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Just for me.
Just for you.
Thank you. So yeah, Siara and I know each other. Again, how I know everybody through Wasted. Like, this is no surprise. Like, you guys should already know this by now. Yeah. I don't know anybody from anything else. So
that's a lie.
She's
an it girl.
No,
actually,
all my friends are from Wasted. Like, everybody I know is literally like, I met them through Wasted, and then we became like this. So shout out to Wasted. You know, shout out to this week's sponsor. No, okay. Wasted. Wasted. So yeah, Siara and I have been knowing each other for what, like 2 years now?
2 years?
2 years?
I want to feel like it feels like 2 years.
2 years, because last year,
good 2 years.
Yeah. Because by last year I already knew you for a while, because that's why you were in the fashion show. So
yes,
2 years at least. And it's so on brand that she's on here today because it's Dominican Independence Day.
She got a Dominican on board for this. I like this.
This isn't coming out obviously in Dominican Independence Day, but you guys, like, the vibes were there.
But today,
we're representing. We're on time for the representation.
El Cibao.
If you guys couldn't figure it out that she was Dominican by her body, I'm just letting you know now. Look at how good she looks.
Are you kidding me?
All right, I'm done fangirling.
Have you seen her?
Stop, because they're going to think we're lesbians, and we kind of maybe are
just
for each other.
Actually, I need to be careful, because my family might be like...
We're kidding.
Still, no. It's 2024.
It's girl talk. We're just, like, you know, in love with each other a little bit. Just girly talk. But I wanted to ask you, true Dominican, everybody knows, like, the biggest, like, Dominican, like, what's it called, like, myth or whatever. Like, the biggest thing they always say about Dominican people, or specifically Dominican men, is that they're cheaters.
Cheaters are men.
So how do you feel about that, being that you are Dominican?
I mean,
is it true? Does it live up to its name?
100%.
Oh,
100% men, Dominican men are cheaters. But I do feel like now in 2024, now that, like,
not the update,
the life update. I feel like Dominican men hold something special in the sense that they're very romantic.
Okay,
like, that's one thing. They will cheat on you. 100%. That's happening. Yeah, but they will make you feel like you won the world.
Okay.
While that's happening too.
All right.
So
they're gonna balance it.
Yeah, they're gonna balance it. They're also gonna, like, make sure that you lose your mind a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, no. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. So are Dominican men cheaters?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Case closed.
I hate it. Actually, my brothers, I'm not gonna single out one. My brothers, they're good.
Okay.
If their girlfriends are watching this, they're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not all of them.
No, not girlfriends anymore. One of my brothers is getting married, so.
Oh.
And my other brother had a kid, so.
Okay, they're, like, wifed up.
Yeah, they're wifed up.
Yeah, they're in their hubby era.
They're the exception.
There's, the exception to the rule proves the rule. So.
Yeah. But all of them, I think I learned like how crazy Dominican men can really be because I grew up with around so many boys in my family. Yeah. Like, I'm the girl, but when I was the girl, like, it was only guy cousins around. And so, baby, the amount of stories, the things I've seen.
Oh my God, I don't even want to know. That's crazy.
I'm telling you, like, they do live up to their name. However, they are, like, romantic.
Okay.
It's kind of cute.
It's a little give and take.
Think of Romeo.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I get it. Do you think, like, I don't know, me and Bae were talking about this the other day, like, do you think, like, women cheat as much as men, like, now, like, nowadays? Like, in general, like, obviously not, like, Dominican,
I feel like,
but.
No, but there is, like, I do feel like there's a reason why Dominican women have their own name for them as well. Like, there definitely is a whole feel like it takes a lot to be with a Dominican woman.
Okay.
In a good way, though. Like, I do feel like we embody a lot of beautiful qualities. I mean, maybe it's just Hispanic or Latina or women of color, really. Like, I really just feel like it's all bodies. But at the same time, too, like, I feel like Dominicans in general, they're very hospitable people. And they're very nice and loving and warm. Clearly, it's going to be different everywhere you go, but the general aspect of hospitality is huge in Dominican culture. Yeah. And I feel like the crazy thing with cheating in women is that it's kind of like men where they're very romantic, but it's like you never want a Dominican woman to show you that, like, she can be evil, you know? Yeah. There's a lot of good women out there. Yeah. A lot. But the cheating aspect, I feel like with Dominican women, you just don't want to... You don't want to get... Yeah. You don't want to get on that side of hers. Yeah. Because I do feel like they have a way of...
hurting you?
Yeah. Like, they... It really does give, to a certain extent, I hate to say it, but perra. Like... Okay. They'll show you. Yeah. I wouldn't cross a Dominican woman like that, because they'll definitely show you, like,
what they're made of.
Yeah. They'll go lower.
How about, like, just general women in general? I don't know.
I feel like...
I don't know if it's like a 50-50. I don't think so. I think men still take, like, the number one spot.
I feel like men cheat more, but women cheat differently.
For sure.
For sure.
Women, like, cheat, like, emotionally.
100%.
And men, like, cheat just, like, I feel like to spread their seeds around horniness. Yeah. I think that's why probably it hurts them so much when women do cheat. Like, I feel like that's why we can look past it, and, like, you know, some women do, like...
And I feel like also, too, men have different standards of cheating. Like, it's always so interesting to me, because I remember I had, like, one of my exes, he swore that I had cheated on him. I did not cheat on that boy. Okay. But the basis for the cheating was because I had said, "Happy birthday, boo," to somebody else.
That's kind of crazy. Happy birthday, boo is wild. No, wait, I'm kind of on his side. Wait a minute. You cheated.
I didn't think I cheated.
All right, no, you didn't cheat, but,
I
like,
didn't think I cheated because
you definitely disrespected him.
Yeah, disrespected for sure.
Wait, why did you call him boo?
Because it was a family friend, too. Like, it really didn't hold... In my mind, it really didn't hold that, like... It wasn't, like, the boo of, like...
Like, boo.
Hey, boo, you know? Like,
it was
when
like
you're
a
trying
honey.
to be sexy.
Like, happy birthday, honey.
Kind of. Like, we had known each other for so long that, like...
But boo is wild.
Yeah.
Boo is nuts.
No, I was a cheater.
I mean, he took it a little far. What was his ethnicity?
He was black.
I figured. You know, I feel like they have a different, like, rule, like, set of rules for, like, what, you know. I feel like they all do.
But
like, white men.
It was because he was. Yeah, no.
White men will let anything go. Like, I feel like white men are very passive about like what's considered disrespect to them. I feel like every ethnicity kind of has, like, a different, like, what's disrespect to them.
For Dominicans, I would have been cheating too, though. Dominicans, I would have been
100%.
Horrible. But at the same time, too, like I said, I didn't think it was that horrible only because I didn't see him in that light. Okay. I understood if it was like...
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No,
but I mean... it really wasn't... There was no comparison.
He didn't, like, look past it, like, once you explained it? Or you don't remember?
Well, no, I do remember.
How do I put this?
The era. But it was just like... It wasn't even that he didn't get over it. He had done some shit. That's really what it was. Oh. So he was just trying to cover his own...
Oh, I get you. He was just, like, acting like you did something so bad. Yeah. To kind of, like, dilute the intensity of what he did. Yeah. Okay. But I feel like regardless, Boo still stands as crazy. But probably not to the extent that he dragged it in order to, like, cover his own butt.
I don't think that was definitely, like, my toxic girl era. Oh. So I think we've all had one of those.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit,
for sure. Toxica moment.
Yeah, un poquito. Poquitico.
It'd be like that.
But I don't think I would, like, I feel like now that I've matured a little bit more, I could definitely see how that hurt him.
No, yeah, I feel like if I were to call anybody boo, like my man would definitely kill me. Yeah, for sure. But we have like that understanding. Like I understand if like you didn't know that, for example, like if you guys hadn't had like a clear talk about like what are yeses and no-nos, like I feel like he knows all my lines he could cross and I know all his lines he could cross. Wait, whatever.
We did, but we didn't. Like technically I should have known. Okay. I should have known. I'll take that responsibility. I can take accountability. Okay. You see that? All right. Yeah. Growth. I can take that accountability, but at the same time too, I just felt like he had done so much that...
Yeah, it was like, man, get out of here.
Yeah. Like that's really...
I get you. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, you could tell it was a little unauthentic, the level.
Yeah, it was a reach for me. Yeah. And like at the time, I thought it was like a... Yeah. Baby, cling on to something more. Yeah.
Because like, be for real.
Yeah. I'm not a cheater.
You've never cheated?
No, but I've never cheated for... I mean, technically, I guess that was emotional cheating.
To him. Yeah. I mean, like no, because like you weren't trying, like it's not cheat, like it was something disrespectful that he I like claimed it to be cheating, but I'm saying like if you obviously weren't like texting the guy, like if he wasn't like emotional, if you guys weren't like, hey, good morning, like how's your day going, like that's emotional cheating. It's like when you're texting someone, like you haven't done anything physical. So no, I wouldn't say that's cheating.
I think I guess I'll say emotional cheating, but I've never physically cheated. But I've never physically cheated because of like really more that comes with like my mom, with what I've told you. Yeah. So like podcast viewers, little discretion. So my mom passed away from cancer. And so her type of cancer was urethral cancer. And so I can't run the risk of STDs and things like that. Yeah. Those things could like mess up fertility for me later on and stuff like that. So I don't play get back. Yeah. With things like that. I don't play like that. Like typically when I see somebody who is no longer, I can tell that they don't care for my feelings and they don't respect me for who I am. Then I just have to leave because I can't afford to. I have nothing against my fellow hoes. I love a good hoe. Friends, of course. Yeah. But I do, but personally for me, with her history and how she passed away, I know that I'm more prone for, issues down the line. So I don't typically try to... I'm like very strict with who
you don't even have the option to be a hoe.
I don't have the option. So that's why I've never cheated, because
that's why.
I swear to God, out of fear. I fear God.
So if you didn't have that problem, you would cheat?
I don't think I would cheat, but I think I wouldn't be as scared to cheat. Like, oh my God. Yo, funny as fuck. I'm serious. Like, I fear God. I fear karma. I fear the universe. Like, that's why you won't see me cheat. If I find out, like, if I'm talking to somebody and I find out they have a girl, it's over. I'm not testing the waters. Like, I'm not doing none of that. Baby, you got it. You won. Like, I don't, at the end of the day, you never know who the other person you're with is with. Yeah. And right now, I don't know if people know this, but we're at an all-time high of syphilis and chlamydia. When the hell does syphilis come back? I don't even know, like, not... there's just so much that it's just like, I'd rather not. But I think that's really why.
That's crazy. You're fucking hilarious.
That's really the reason. I don't think I would still cheat morally. Like, I would feel horrible, but I feel like...
Your number one reason not to is my that. Number one and reason. And then 2 is, like, morals.
But that's definitely, crazy. Like, I'm more scared to die, mommy. Fuck everybody else.
Okay, that's fair. Like, it's more scared to die is more fair than, like, morals, for sure. But I don't know. I think for me, it's more like I never wanted like the tea of me being like that type of girl. Yeah. Like that's what I always feared would be like, because like sometimes like the relationship is over or like somebody did you wrong or whatever the case is, and you almost like wouldn't care about like their feelings in that sense. So I can look past like the caring about the person thing. But when I was younger, I would be like, damn, like I would hate for somebody to be like, oh, that bitch cheated. Like I just wouldn't want somebody doing that.
Crazy. I always thought like I always wished I could do it secretly.
Really?
Because like
why
honestly,
would you
I've
wish
never cared.
that?
Because I've never cared what people thought. Because to be honest, I feel like ever since I was little, it was always like I was always, I'm not gonna say the oddball, but like I never really stuck. I learned how to not give a fuck at an early age, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so I think I also learned too with men is that I feel like they're gonna paint you how they're gonna paint you regardless. Like I've had men say, "Oh, she's crazy," but I've never done.
She's like, but I've never been crazy.
Done anything that's crazy. One thing, there's only one that can jack it.
Okay.
But even then, I think it was tastefully crazy.
Oh, I know which one.
Yes.
That's not even crazy.
That's
honestly,
not even crazy.
That's like what he deserved. He deserves way more.
That was an iconic story that
guys,
I can bring to my children.
We wish we could tell you guys the story, but we can't. But just know that some guy did some very
foul,
like the worst thing you could ever do to a woman.
That's the one.
Yes, the worst thing you could ever do to a woman, and he abused that to an extreme, and so she got her get back in a very beautiful way. Not like cheating or anything. She just you
know. That's why I said I don't use my body as get back. I'm very literal.
Yeah, she was very creative, like very, iconic, creative. Like what a good. You should write a storybook about that.
We're leaving the podcast viewers like intrigued. Like
I'm sorry, but like some stuff is like between the girls, but just
some
know
things are better secrets.
That she did what she had to do, and you guys would all be very proud of how she got her get back in that situation.
Very much.
It's a great story.
Yeah.
Like I told my man that story. I was like, "This is iconic." Like
should we tell them now? I don't know.
Nah, it's cool.
No? Okay.
Unless you want to, but
I don't really
it's
care.
cool. No, it's okay, guys. Just know it was iconic. That's all you need to know. But yeah, no, I don't know. I've never wanted to
I think
cheat.
That's why. But I also think too, it's because like personally, since I can't cheat when I've been cheated on, it's been like, damn, I wish I could like. Make you see how I feel, but even if I wanted to, I could never, so maybe it's just like
maybe it's because I've never really been cheated on that I told you guys that funny story, but it's like kid stuff. Like I've never really been cheated on enough to, I guess, like know that's what I've never had that desire because I never like felt that. So I feel like maybe like my standpoint is like selfishly from like not having experienced it myself to want to like do it back as like a fuck you, so I feel you. I feel like maybe if somebody did that shit to me, I would maybe be revengeful. I am a Scorpio moon, so I am a little revengeful. So
I'm just petty. I'm a Virgo.
Ooh. But yeah, the cheating thing is crazy. I really don't know. I think I stand firm on the fact that I think men do cheat more.
Yeah, they for sure do.
But I'm not gonna lie. I feel like, okay, do you feel, this is a hot take, sorry. Do you think that it's the same when a woman cheats than when a man cheats? And I'm not talking about like if it's emotional or physical. I'm saying like, do you think it has the same weight of like wrong?
No.
Right?
I don't think it's the same.
Me neither, and I don't know why.
Like I don't know how to explain it, but like I don't know, men sometimes they're just a little bit sinister in my mind, but at the same time, women, I've also seen women cheat, and it's also kind of like, damn.
Yes.
Like, wow. But at the same time, men, ooh, gotta go below the belt every time.
Yes.
So
I don't know what it is. I think maybe it's like the nature, like part of it, like maybe we see men as like in a way that they are supposed to conquer, maybe like subconsciously, and then we see women as like being conquered. Yeah, like private and like reserved. But yeah, I don't know. I think it, like, I hate to admit it even like out loud, but I really don't feel like it has the same weight. But I'm not saying like I wouldn't, like I would definitely never say with a man who cheats on me like that it's a zero like tolerance rule.
You learn. I feel like you eventually learn. I'm victim. I went back.
No. But I don't know. I don't think it's the same, and that's sad to say. And I mean, I feel like people can disagree and that's okay. But I'm just saying like how my brain like evaluates it. I feel like it's not the same weight of wrongfulness.
It's not, and it's also different because I do feel like women sometimes like theirs is more emotional.
Yeah.
So it's like some of the stories that I've heard where it's like I've definitely heard of a story of like a woman faking a man was the baby's father. And it's like, oh, that like kind of cripples you a little bit because it's like, damn. But then I've also met women that completely like they just cheat.
Yeah,
and
I know some.
No idea.
I know some.
To the grave.
Yeah, it hurts me to know these stories.
Yeah.
Like, because sometimes I feel like, damn, I wish somebody could enlighten you, my boy. Because I feel guilty that like that man is going through that, but I feel like obviously I'm not gonna be, hey, did you know you're getting cheated on? Like that's just not my responsibility, honestly. But it is sad to like know somebody who's getting like cheated on crazy.
Dogged.
And like I feel like women don't even have guilt like when they do it. Like it's like a little bit more
like
cold.
It's like more of like a joke.
Yeah.
I will say I'm not gonna out myself because I think of myself as a very morally sound person.
Okay.
That was a good choice of words.
Yes, I like that.
But there was a time I was talking to somebody and I was talking to my ex at the same time, and like, but it was still the nature. Like the nature of it was like kind of.
It does feel. I know what you're saying. Like I don't like feeling like cheaty vibes. Like it makes me feel like less of like a woman in a sense.
But I do feel like women can be more cruel with it.
It goes both ways, but I know exactly what you're saying. Like I don't know.
It's a complicated, but that's what I was gonna say. The light bulb came back in my mind. I feel like in 2024, that's the only thing that women can be. What? Like I feel like, and I keep on saying 2024. Like what is wrong with me?
Babe, the year just started.
I'm feeling. She said 2024
update. Feeling it, yeah. She said the things are changing, guys.
But I feel like in this dating scene, do women really have a choice?
As to what? To not cheat?
To not be perras.
Yeah, well, you always have a choice, for sure.
I don't know. I feel like we're in a treacherous dating scene. Like the dating scene, the dating pool is so shitty. I don't even before in the past, like I think younger me used to blame women so much when they cheated. Like I was like, ooh, you are just such a like you are nasty for real. But now like seeing the way that men consistently do women, I'm just like
I don't know. I'm not like
I still feel it's not something I would personally do, but I think now seeing the dating scene, I feel like it's more understandable because a lot of people like it's not the same quality of men anymore. Yeah. Like men, there are your lucky few. I will say all of the men in my life from when I was little to like my guy cousins and stuff, they showed me so much love that's why I have like a love for like I know that there's a lot of good men in the world. Yeah.
But like I mean at the end of the day you have something to bring to the table. Like you are like a highly educated woman. Thank you. You are pursuing like even further into your career. Like you take yourself serious and like your life serious. And so like I understand that you want a man of the same scale, and that's exactly what you deserve. Like a man who's up to par to what you have to offer. Like why would you like bargain for anything? Like you should be able to like get exactly what you want and more. But I feel like overall like the men are, I know exactly what you're saying, like but I think it goes with like women being so overly independent, and now men are like, okay, so like 50-50, right? Yeah. And so but then we're like no like 50-50 but 100-100. It's almost like conflicting with our own wants and needs, like what we communicate that we want to have.
I will definitely say that I'm guilty of because guilty as charged. You got me.
Take me to jail.
Because you put me in the handcuffs. Here you go. Because I have heard that. Like I have heard they'll be like, oh, you say you want like a protector, but let me provide. And I'm just like, I don't know. I want the big career. I want all of that. So it's like, it's hard to like let go and let somebody else take over and take charge.
Yeah.
But it's not easy.
Yeah, it's not.
That's and then I say.
Growing up, I feel like Hispanic parents, a lot of them say this. Like, I don't know about other parents because I mean I'm Hispanic, but they're always like, oh, like make sure that you're like independent, that you don't need no man because like men will do you like this, and like you don't want to be stuck like me, and like you need to do this and that, so you never need a man. And so then that gets engraved into your brain. And then you grow up and you do want a man, but now you have like this belief of like, no, I shouldn't need a man. Like I need to be able to make everything happen for myself. And then in not thinking that we need a man, we like devalue them. And then also like they devalue themselves. Like now they're like depending on us women too to show up in a masculine way. So it's like the whole dynamic gets like
it's like kind of skewed.
Yes.
And it's really hard, like you said, growing up with Hispanic parents who instilled that in you, because I remember from a young age my mom would always tell me, like, she always told me, mind you, she did get married at 17, which is very young, but she always told me to make sure that you have your own money, to have your own things set, because if it comes down to it, a man will. And so I think even in all the dating scenes, like regardless what I say, all the dating scenes, like who am I?
What is it? 2024 update. There's different dating scenes.
There's different dating scenes in CC's world. There's different dating scenes.
So which dating scene is this? Is this
this is the
season 24?
Yeah, season 24.
All right.
There's not many seasons, but in this dating scene, baby, memory gone. I really need to start drinking tea. It's really bad.
Yeah, we chugged some coffee before we started, and now it's like our minds are everywhere.
Everywhere, bouncing.
Yeah, but our moms definitely did like instill.
Oh, yes, yes, they did. She would always tell me, make sure you have like your career, everything set. And I think that's too like why I take so much pride in my career and like trying to be a lawyer, even though I'm not there yet. Technically, I'm, in all honesty, all transparency, I'm way behind than people my age, just because, you know, a lot of people are already lawyers and stuff like that. Yeah. But baby, I finally made it. Like, at least, you know, I'm there. I'm getting there.
But I feel like, I mean, if we're looking at like how schooling traditionally works, like if you go when you get out of college and out of high school, and then if you follow like the structure of like going to college and finishing your major, and so I guess if you're comparing yourself to your peers who are like a lot of them out of high school and just continued the straight no break path, like okay, you could say you're like behind on that schedule. But a lot of people, first of all, like they change like their careers like halfway through their life. A lot of people are like choose a career path and they go back to school and like learn a whole new thing and become lawyers way later in life. So I wouldn't say like you're behind at all. I'm saying like this is
it works. It was God's plans and God's timing, and I'll definitely agree with that, because I think now at this point in my life, I'm way better equipped for law school than I was when my mom was alive. Not saying that I wouldn't have succeeded otherwise, because I think I'm an extremely very hardworking, but now I'm at the capacity where, you know, I understand what it takes. Yeah. And I don't think I push myself as hard. It's more working smarter, not harder.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You know, I think it's crazy, like the whole school thing. Like so many people don't want to go to school now. Yeah. And it's like everybody wants to like have a business and like be a boss babe. And I mean, I'm like, hello, like if any, like I'm saying it as I'm like boss babing. Like I hate that fucking, but you know what I'm saying? Like bitch, I shouldn't be talking about this, but it's true. Like everybody wants to, and it's for a good reason. It's because I understand that like school doesn't like the payout for it.
It's not the answer to everybody.
Yeah, it's not. But it's also not true in the opposite way. Like we can't all run a business. You know what I'm saying?
That's very true too.
Like everybody wants to do the same cookie cutter type of thing. Like it's like these three, like IG model, like clothing brand. I mean, like the fact that I'm saying this is so hypocritical as I speak.
No, but I like your clothing brand. I'm very picky. And this one right here, Love her.
Thank you. But you get what I'm saying. Like, yeah. I'm even saying it to myself. It's true. Like, there is, like, oversaturation in everything. It's not just to say, like, in clothing brands and, like, IG models. Like, there's oversaturation, like, even in regular careers. Obviously, that's why nobody makes money off of, like,
no, there's schooling. Definitely an oversaturation even in lawyers, too. Like, yeah. If you go around your city, we're losing a lot of the key components. Where are our seamstresses? Yeah. Where the people who make leather? Like, a lot of regular blue collar American, I'm not gonna say American because they're just jobs. Yes. But there is definitely now a wider gap, I believe, between education and like that boss babe. Yeah. Like, where is the middle? Where does it stand? Even within lawyers, like even within the oversaturation, you hear anybody who wants to, oh, what do you want to do? Oh, I want to be a lawyer. Yeah. But it's like, there's a lot of lawyers out now. Yeah. Law school, 300,000 easily. That's crazy. Is a house. Like, everything is just continuing to climb. Yeah. But I feel a little bit torn because my brother, he didn't go to college, but he's doing great. Yeah. He's doing great. And I know so many people who have, but personally for me, school was my way to go. Yeah. We got the both worlds right here. Yeah. You know? School was definitely my way to go. I mean, I would say, like, the scary part of not going, like, to pursue, like, a traditional career is the unknown. It's, like, the betting all the chips on yourself. And it's, like, you know, nobody wants to talk about, like, a plan B or, like, what if not. But, like, it is a obvious thought that, like, anybody should be having. And it does kind of, like, change your perception of, like, am I really gonna bet on myself? Because these are, like, the years to create, like, the foundation for, like, your life. And it's not easy to do either or, because school also puts you in so much debt. And it's a debt to an agreement of, like, a specific set of things you're learning, which can only guarantee you certain jobs. And then it's like, if you do all that and then you don't even end up liking your career, whoop. You're so limited. And then if you do, like, finish and then now you can't get a job because that career is, like, oversaturated. Oop. And then it's like, where do you go now? That debt is crazy. Yeah. And it only, like nobody pays that shit off. Like, no, you don't. That's why, like I said earlier, I feel like I'm in a more mature place where I know this is what I want. Yeah. I know, because a lot of people make that mistake. But I do feel a little bit of building on what you said earlier on how we do need education a little bit more. Yeah. I do see now how in a lot of service industries, it's lacking. Yeah. Some of the babes need to go back. Sorry. No, it's true. I'm a little controversial, but it's the truth. Like, you say what you want, but, like, a lot of service industries are not the way that they used to be, and we see it across the board. Yeah. But it's also too because, you know, some people don't. We're, like, a lot more in an era of doing it at year terms. Yeah. A lot of the studies that were done, and this is why we need people to go back to school, back. Because we don't have enough scholars, baby. Ooh. We need them. A lot of the studies... I was bullying everybody. Damn. Right. Go back. Go back to school, please. Dummies. Yeah. But a lot of the studies that we see are super recent. Like, not most of them, but a good majority of the chunks that we were reading, 2020, like, for housing in the United States, which is an issue for across the board. Like, how hard is it to get a affordable apartment somewhere in this economy? Horrible. That's what can't do it. You know, like, that's what caused the economy to get messed up. Like, I don't think we have scholars like that anymore. No. Like, I don't see people, I mean, then again, that's very, like, Greek. Like, oh, I want to be like Plato. Yeah. But, like, we need people to go back to school and study, is what I'm saying. Because I was kind of like, damn, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, it is. I definitely agree. I think we definitely need more people to continue their education. But I think, obviously, that's going to come in hand with, like, education being more, like,
affordable because like
Very
right
much.
now it's like if you go to school right now you're signing up for lifelong debt, and so like people do have to make that choice. And so I wish it would like just be more affordable how it used to be like 30 years ago,
Yeah.
so that everybody could further their Jesus, further
she's getting nervous around me, guys.
I am further their education and still be able to like do what they want in life. Like even if you just want to go just so you can, you know, feel more prepared, learn more skills and stuff, and then you still venture off and do your own thing. People can't do that anymore. If you go to college, like bitch, you better do what you was gonna do.
No, you gotta do what you love. Like at
it's
that
a
point,
contract.
Yeah.
Like yo, now you're gonna be that forever.
Here's the money. This is what you're doing.
That's insane.
But I do see now that like college isn't the answer for everybody too.
Yeah.
Like don't get us wrong by this podcast. I'm not endorsing. I'm not you need to go to school. Like I do believe that you can make it without school, but I do think that there's a bigger gap of where you're seeing this play out like in real time, where a lot of the things that you do learn in school, you need them. Like it's evident. It's there.
Yeah, it is for sure. I feel like if I wouldn't have gone to college, like it would have, you know, it would have taken me longer if I would have wanted to like pursue the same information by myself. Like it's not like that you can't learn more or even like the same or even more by yourself. It's just like who's really gonna put themselves through that. It takes a specific type of person to like choose to self-educate. It's like obviously easier to have somebody teaching you so
and it's not easy too. Like I will say being at UF, I needed to be laser focused. Yeah. Like it took me, I'm not the model 4-year. Yeah. Maybe I took my time. I took my time for out of world circumstances, but yeah. It was definitely, I think that you need to be laser focused, and that's why it's hard too. That's why school is hard, is because not everybody grows up in the same environment. Yeah. A lot of people don't have access to a quiet, we don't see how valuable environment is at times. And that is, I was having this conversation with my roommate actually. I feel like the only reason that students who do well in college, it's not because they're smarter, but it's because they have the capacity and the time to only focus on school. Yeah.
Which like, is not everyone's like...
Not everybody can do that. I was working in school, and there were times where I was like, I thought I couldn't do it, you know? And a lot of students who do great and amazing, it's also too because, you know, they have parents, they come from parents. It's different for first generation. I'm a first generation baby. Not everybody has that environment where they can cultivate, you know, the safe space to study and do all of that.
Yeah, it's definitely a luxury. It's not like
it's definitely, that's how you really got to know. And I think that it's very admirable when people go back to school. Take your time. Take your time until you know what you want to do, because that shit is
you don't want to waste that money.
No.
You don't want to be in all that debt for no reason.
That shit is expensive. Yeah. Like,
to go to school and then to not finish, or to then like regret what you did. It's, oh my God, I can't imagine having that like burden. That is like that shit is a bill.
It is.
Do you feel like that you went to school a lot more because like your family wanted you to? You think if your family wouldn't have cared, you would have done something else?
For sure, because of my family.
Yeah? What would you have done instead?
I think something with cooking.
Really?
I think that's why I want to pursue cooking later in life. But also too, like, I grew up in small businesses. Like my dad owned small businesses. Yes. And so I also know what it's like to work with a chef. And I think if I would have told my parents I wanted to do something in food, my dad would have been like, hey, pero y ven acá, ¿y cómo tú vas a hacer eso? No me salga con eso, no. Like, I...
translation, how you gonna do all that? You tripping.
That's a no. Yeah. But, and then two, I think I always feel guilty because right before my mom passed, she swore I was going to be a lawyer.
Yeah, that's a heavy one.
That's a heavy one. So now I have no choice but to make it.
I feel like she would still be happy.
She would.
Regardless of what you do.
She would.
You know?
She would.
I think like she'll have clarity of like, oh, you know what, she is doing stuff for her.
For her, she would definitely, but I know her too, and I think a lot of the weight comes too is that my grandma didn't both of my grandmas actually from both sides of my family, they didn't know how to read or write. They were both self-taught.
Yeah.
They came from, campos.
Yeah.
And so that wasn't really my mom. She got married at 17, had her first kid at 19. To a certain extent, it's like I'm breaking a lot of the generational curses for them. And my parents did their best to give me the tools that they could, so they feel like I need to, like I have in their mind, I have no excuse not to make it. And I get it. So I think the way I see it now is that, like, I'm going to make it for her, for them. And then I'm still going to pursue what I want to do as well.
That's just crazy though. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I had to like step away from the guilt of my family, like having expectations from me, and just say, I can't like live my life based on like your perception of what you think is best for me. Like whether or not like there's some truth to it, whether or not like you might be partially right, whether or not this is like also a good idea, like this is not what I see for myself right now. And I cannot like hold myself to your standards, because then I'm gonna hate my life and you're still just gonna be living your miserable life. So I might as well be happy, because you're gonna be miserable either way. You know?
I will say I do agree that after a certain point, I had to, a big thing of me actually being successful at UF was learning how to step away from my parents and learning how to tell them, like, this is who I am. Because there was a point in time when my mom was sick, I low-key wanted to be a doctor. Not even gonna lie. I wanted to switch careers. And I remember even that was crazy. I remember when I told my dad about that, he was super against it.
What?
Yes. Like, he was so...
Why?
Because he was like, he thought that I had invested so much into being a lawyer. And so he was like, no, ya tú ta. He thought I was off the rails with it. And, but definitely that pressure, there was a certain point in time where I had to be like, this is who I am. And I think also once I started to take care of my mom and they saw that, like, I'm a grown woman now, that's when they stepped away. Yeah. But the guilt was definitely a driving force.
Yeah. And it sounds like it still is.
Still is, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think if your mom could talk to you right now and give you like a blessing of like, mija, do whatever you want to do. Like, you have like, I'm blessing you in whatever you want to do. Like, forget the lawyer thing. Like, I'm actually over it now. I'm over here hanging out with God. And you know what? I changed my mind. What would you do?
Definitely I would probably try to go on Chopped, which I probably will do at one point in my career. Okay. And pursue something in cooking.
So like, why not do that now?
I get this question. My father has asked this question. My problem is that I'm bougie. That is my true issue.
But then look, there's always the same way that there's broke lawyers and there's broke podcasters and there's broke chefs and there's broke everything, there's like the rich version of that same career.
There is, but even in the cooking industry, like I'm not gonna say the real cooking industry, because I feel like that takes away from how cooking has evolved, especially like how you can make a living off of it in like TikTok, Instagram, all of that. But realistically, baby, I like to look my best at all times.
So what if you were like a sexy chef girl? Like, you dress up all fucking cute and you're like just that girl who's like, do you know that girl on TikTok, the girl who's a lawyer?
She's like, I don't know her. I thought you were gonna talk about the Mormon one that's going crazy right now.
Oh no, not her.
We won't talk about her.
No, like there's like this like I forget her name, but she's like the super beautiful like woman and multi-talented, but she's also a lawyer. So, like, she just passed her exam maybe like a year ago or something. But like we all watched her journey on like TikTok, and when she was like, you know, like making sure, like still waiting to pass and stuff, and she's gorgeous, and she's like kind of like TikTok famous from the sense of like her personality, her good ass looks, and that she's like a brainiac. You know, she's a lawyer. And so I feel like now with social media, there's so many ways to reinvent the wheel of something that used to only be profitable in one way before. And I feel like, yeah, the traditional way of being a chef and like what that entailed and what that brought maybe was like not ideal and wouldn't have brought you the things that you wanted. But I feel like there is a way to reinvent the wheel now to fit what you want from it and what you like to do.
For sure, but I still feel like there are certain things, and I think it's from growing up in the restaurant industry, that I still feel like for a chef to be true, you need to follow. Like, as much as I would love to be a chef right now, I like getting my nails done. Yeah. And like a true chef, baby, you can't.
But you wouldn't be just like a chef for like a
I could do that. Like I've thought about that.
Like a self-content, like you could have your own little show, and it could be almost like cater more like to women. Like, oh, this is how to be a bougie cutie pie with nails, and we do cooking.
So it's funny that you say that because I've actually had an idea for that.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things, I'm gonna say, about my curiosity or how I've always been is that I love to cook, but I also love like a lot of the recipes that we're losing with tradition, with family, with culture. And so at one point with my cooking career, what I hope to do is either one, open a restaurant, and I want to showcase different parts of DR and also like the cuisine, because there are certain regions that, you know, they're more water, so they're known for their fish, and then other that's like more known for the chivo, which is a lot of good food. So I want to do that, but if not, I also want to do like a cookbook. Yeah. And I want the cookbook to be tailored to a lot of Dominican and Caribbean recipes that we're losing. Yeah. From jarabes, like medicines that we can do with food. Yes. While also my sexy take on it, which I probably should do a patent on this because I don't want anybody to take it, but I'll think about that later. The lawyer in me will figure that out. Yeah. But I want to do a cookbook on, but I feel like I've seen this now, so now I have to change course of what meals to cook for the partner that you have. So if you have a good partner, I'm giving you grade A meals. Like I'm talking about, these are the meals that are going to impress grandma, grandpa, everybody, like the whole family, baby. But then like if you have your shregular, not so much, this man's from the trenches, and I don't mean actually from the trenches, I mean like his vibe. He was hand selected by Satan, baby. You're gonna get another set of recipes. You're funny as fuck. You're gonna put bad recipes in there, like recipes that are like
for the day that he didn't bring you flowers.
For the day he didn't bring you flowers, these will be like your low class recipes.
This is so funny.
That's literally what I've thought of that I want to do.
That's so good.
You know, like we're kind of showcase, because there are some men who deserve the whole 9. Yeah. And I think those need to be provided for, but not all of them.
Yeah. You're funny. Imagine you made like a little YouTube like cooking with Cece, and like you put on your cute little apron and you made all these cute recipes, and then eventually you come out with that cookbook, and then eventually you come out with the
chops or something, and then I do the restaurant. That's like more after I'm done being a lawyer, only because by then, I assume I will have kids, and so
it'll be like the slow down version of you.
Exactly.
I love that. I can't be mad at it because I'm telling you I want to do that with being a lawyer, and I'm over here
it's like the switch.
Do it right now, and you're like, bitch, you do it now. Exactly. You first.
No, but I think that there's like a I want there to be more of, when I have kids, I'll be able to not have my nails as much. Actually, no, that probably will still that'll never
She'll
change.
Figure it out.
I'll figure it out somehow because no. But in terms of cooking, I think they'll like the cooking aspect, and I kind of want my kids to grow up in that corner store or a restaurant. Like it was a very good, fun experience.
Yeah, I know. I've heard stories from people who grew up in like a restaurant type of family, and they all say like that they want the same for their kids. So that's super interesting.
Builds like, I remember when I was younger, when I was in high school, I kept on, because I grew up with very strict parents, like, baby, very strict parents.
Yeah.
And so I remember I kept on screaming to my dad, like, I'm grown, like, because I used to have to ask to go out like 3 days in advance.
Oh my gosh.
And then even then it was enough.
Yeah.
You had to pick one day out of the weekend. And so I remember that I was like, I'm grown. And so we had a restaurant at the time. And I remember my dad was like, okay, since you're grown, well, the week that we're away, you're going to be in charge. And, you know, like, in my head, I'm like, oh, okay, like, I've worked here in the summers. I used to be the cashier, used to do the waitressing. So I'm like, okay, but cool. Like, this is nothing new. I know how to do the cuadres. Like, whatever. It's fine. And I remember being in class, and in like the middle of math class, my phone is blowing up. Like, when I tell you blowing up, I mean blowing up. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, and now I got the teacher looking, so I'm like, this is high school. So I'm like, what the hell? So I like go outside, I pick up the call, and I remember it's the cashier, and she's like, what do we do? The chef didn't show up. Now we have orders coming in. The waitresses don't know what to do. We have the dishwasher doing it. And I'm like, what the hell are you calling me for? Call my dad. That's
right.
got nothing to do with
Girl,
me.
I don't know.
Doing? And she's like, we did. He said that you're in charge, so you need to make these decisions. And I'm like,
no.
And I'm like, there's no way. Like, there's absolutely no way. So I'm like trying to call my dad, and I call my dad, and I'm like, Bobby, like, what do we do? Like, what do I do? And he's like, that was my first life lesson, because he was like, you want to be grown so bad, figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, you need to figure it out. So I remember I hung up with him. I called the other chef, and I didn't even call the other chef. I lied. Sorry, guys. I called the waitress, and I told the waitress, call the other chef that was there for last night's shift, tell him the other dude didn't show up, and tell him that we need somebody to come in immediately. We'll figure out something later. Like, we'll figure out the compensation.
A perk.
Yeah,
the little perk.
Figure it out later. But that's what happened. And I remember that, like, I went back into class. Like, nothing had happened. You know, I had my other friends who were just like vibing. Like, they didn't really know. They didn't.
Yeah.
But who can know, you know? But it was definitely like a lot of little moments like that where I was like, damn, like, I kind of hope my kids are, I'm not going to put them in that same predicament.
Yeah, but to get tested, little character building moment.
It definitely builds character. It is very interesting. So 10 out of 10.
Good restaurant growing up vibes.
Yeah, it was definitely, those were some of the perks that you don't talk about, you know? But it built a lot of character, also how to like be on your feet and service and stuff like that.
Yeah. No,
but that's about it.
Wait, let me. Oh, okay. It's still recording. I'm like, did I stop? I was like, guys, wait, no way, this wasn't recorded. This is a good ass story. No, it's all good. But thank you for coming on.
Are you kidding me?
I wish we could talk for way longer. Sadly, it's like 9. It's 10 p.m. We're supposed to be done shooting at 9.
Yeah, it's a little bit late.
We were running on Dominican time.
Yeah, in true fashion.
Dominican Independence Day.
Yeah.
So, you know, we did our big one. We did what we had to do. And we're going to have a part 2 because obviously the girls had to cut it short today, but you and I could talk for forever.
Oh my God, we could talk for hours. Next time we'll do the debate. The
debate thing. Oh my God, that's going to be super fun. Maybe I'll even have like a third person like judging it, or like,
I like that.
You know,
like
who won?
A mini mock trial of debates. I like that.
Ooh, that's fun. I can't wait to do that. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
I feel
like a princess. And you're the best. Like,
no,
literally.
You're the best. Yeah. And we got the best of both worlds here. We got the Cuban Dominican. We got the school and the CEO. we got all the vibes here.
We got everything.
But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this episode as much as we did.
Yes.
This was so much fun. But
thank you guys.
Thank you for watching. I hope you girlies enjoy. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Bye.